kind of lesson you think your team can take from that Cal series?
Pitch better, and we played them the last series of the year last year, and so I could see a really good team coming in terms of what Cal was going to be. For whatever reason, their RPI doesn't reflect it, but I mean they're as good as anybody, and they played well, swung the bat well, 1 through 9. We just got to pitch better. You can't go out and score 4 runs and then give up 5. On Saturday, I thought that was kind of the tipping point of the series, and then we took the lead 6-5. We gave up, I believe we gave up 2 right away again, right after that, and it's hard to do that and sustain and keep the momentum in your dugout. So we frankly just need to pitch better.
Do you put an emphasis on shutdown innings?
Oh, big time, yeah. There's a few things that are going to tip the game, the scale of the game, one way or the other. That's a big one, and keeping the offensive, pitching, and defensive and overall game momentum in your dugout is important, and we just didn't capture that very well last weekend.
Team-wise, then, what was the difference between Cal and UCLA?
Well, playing here was a big deal. They hit some home runs that probably would not have been home runs in this park. That's not to take anything away from that lineup either, because Vaughn's the best hitter in college baseball. Jonah Davis is going to be a big leaguer. I think UCLA. I think we got to 1-2 a lot and then executed the next pitch to finish the hitter off. It seemed like we got to 1-2 a lot and then it was back to 3-2 or a base hit type deal. So you give credit to some of Cal's hitters of just extending at bats and those types of things. And we just frankly executed more pitches the week before than we did last week.
Your team has been very streaky, positive and negative. Did you think that by this point in the season they'd kind of be more consistent, that you'd be past that streakiness?
I don't look at it that way. In one way, I'd say we've had 5 different seasons. 3 of the 5 seasons have been really good. 2 have not been good. I think when you're living in the conference, and you could go back historically and look at this, it's really not that much of a surprise. It's just you're going to throw punches, you're going to get punched, you're going to get knocked down, and it's hard to win games. And so we're always going to revert back to what do we have to do to play better. We're capable of it, we just got to execute. I mean, we got to get the leadoff guy on base. I know I talk about that all the time, to put pressure on the defense. But really, from the mound, we can't give up runs after we score runs, and hopefully, we'll execute pitches better and limit the opportunities. It just seemed like there was runners on base every single inning, and we were pitching out of trouble, and that makes it very difficult for the pitching staff to do that.
How do you value the Phoenix market?
Huge. I mean, it's it's either 1 or 1A as far as important to us with the in-state thing. It's very valuable. There's a lot of good players in Arizona, and most of them are in the Phoenix metro area. So, I think we've done pretty well since we've been here, and we'll continue to try to do well there. So it's a big deal, as is all of California.
Did you have to battle hard to get Cannon here?
Yeah, I actually made a joke with him the other night. He had a nice game against Grand Canyon, and Grand Canyon was our main competitor on that. And and Coach Stankiewicz does a great job. They're in position to win a championship, and we worked hard on him right from the start. I actually started recruiting him when I was at Nevada, it only took me about 6 months to get him to say yes.
Coach Lon said you can't win 6 games at once, but you can win 1 game 6 times.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what the approach is the rest of the season?
Yeah,
here?
we're in no different mode. Nobody is panicked. Are we disappointed about the result of last weekend? For sure, but you can't do anything about it. And like I said, if you took our name and overall resume and scratched it out and looked at the rest of the metrics, you would go like, hey, I would take that, right now in terms of strength of schedule, RPI, non-conference RPI. We're fighting uphill a little bit in the Pac-12, and we're doing that with 6 freshmen and sophomores on the field all the time for the most part, or at least 5, and with one of our best pitchers out. So I'm actually proud of the guys, and that might sound crazy, and I know they're very capable of putting together a good game, or putting together a good weekend, or putting together a good couple weeks. And so that's what our mindset is. And no, you can't sweep on Thursday night, but you can play well on Thursday night and give yourself a chance to win.